So welcome to UCEAP 101. Your adventure starts here. This session will cover the key questions that students often have when they first consider studying abroad. We will also provide resources and next steps. For many, studying abroad is a life-changing experience. It provides participants with the opportunity to learn about the world and grow as individuals while boosting future career prospects. With that in mind, let's start with how UCEAP works. This portion of the webinar will highlight the benefits of studying abroad with UCEAP and provide an overview of the academic and financial aspects of the program. UCEAP was established over 60 years ago and is the official study abroad provider for the entire UC system. Studying abroad with UCEAP means that you maintain your UC student status throughout and do not need to take a leave of absence from the UC. You receive UC credit for the coursework you complete abroad, so the classes will show up on your UC transcript and count towards your UC GPA. If you are a financial aid recipient, your UC financial aid is applicable to your program costs. Additionally, you will have an extensive support network that includes your campus study abroad office, the UCEAP system-wide office, and our on-site contacts at each location. UCEAP participants also receive travel insurance coverage and have access to 24/7 emergency assistance.
As we just mentioned, all coursework completed on UCEAP is guaranteed UC credit. So this on this slide is an outline of the steps to make that happen. First, you'll register for classes with the host institution abroad and share your enrollment with UCEAP so we can catalog each of those courses as UC courses. We'll give them a UC course number, course title, and units. Then, after the program ends, UCEAP receives grades from abroad and converts them to UC letter grades. We report those grades to your UC Office of the Registrar, who posts all course, unit, and grade information to your UC transcript, and it's factored into your cumulative units and GPA. Finally, you work with your college or department academic advisor to petition for the courses from abroad to fulfill specific degree requirements such as GEs, breadth, or major credit.
The total cost of your study abroad experience will depend on you and your program selection. Expenses vary by location due to differences with the local cost of living, exchange rates, and individual spending habits. But on average, a year abroad costs about the same as a year at your UC campus, and UCEAP programs typically cost less than other study abroad programs. Program cost estimates provided by UCEAP include your UC cohort tuition and just about everything we expect you'll need on the program, like round-trip airfare, visas, housing, and meals. As mentioned earlier, UC financial aid travels with UCEAP students, so those who receive UC financial aid can apply their grants, loans, and scholarships to their UCEAP program. Even if a student has not previously received financial aid, they may be eligible when they study abroad. You apply for financial aid with a FAFSA application, and the Campus Financial Aid Office will package your financial aid based on the program budget created by UCEAP. UCEAP also offers several scholarships that UCEAP participants are eligible to apply for. One of the great things about UCEAP scholarships is that it will replace loans before other types of financial aid. There are also other study abroad scholarships available through outside sources.
UCEAP programs are developed to help students accomplish their academic, career, and personal goals. And there are many factors to consider as you decide what program is the best fit for you. So in the next few slides, we'll talk about some of the factors you should consider as you narrow down your search. So first, location is an important consideration. UCEAP has programs based in over 35 countries. So if there's a region of the world you're interested in or have always wanted to travel to, that could help you narrow down your options. You could explore the dynamic cultures of East, South, and Southeast Asia, the easygoing vibes of Oceania, the vast diversity of sub Saharan Africa, or marvel at the juxtaposition of ancient landmarks next to vibrant cities in the Middle East. Europe features UCEAP's largest number of possible destinations for your study abroad journey. And finally, programs in the Americas range from major metropolises to small research stations in biodiverse regions.
Factor in your academic schedule along with timing of personal obligations that could influence when you choose to study abroad. The UCEAP academic calendar begins with the summer term and includes programs that run during the summer, fall, winter, spring, and year. Most universities around the world operate on a semester system, so you will find that many of the programs offered by UCEAP are semester long because of this. No worries for students from quarter campuses though. You are eligible to participate on both our quarter and semester length programs. You will just be abroad longer when on a semester program and your units will reflect this.
UCEAP categorizes all our programs based on experience type. So as you navigate our website, it will give you a general idea of what to expect on a given program. There are several experience types for you to consider. So when choosing a program, it's important to ask yourself about your priorities and what you hope to accomplish while abroad. On an immersion program, you will be in class with local students and select courses from host university departments. With an international program, you will choose classes from a list designed for study abroad students, and you'll learn alongside other international students. Our internship and research programs provide you with hands-on experience that can be applied to your academic and career goals. And while research and internships are a built-in component of these particular experience types, they are also optional components of many of our other programs. Language programs offer the opportunity for you to concentrate on learning the language and culture of your host country. Themed programs focus on a specific topic or area of study. It gives you in-depth knowledge on a topic such as business, psychology, public health, or marine biology, for example. Multi-site is just like it sounds. You will visit and study in 2 or more locations and explore the unique perspectives in each site. And finally, with UC curriculum programs, you choose courses from a short custom menu designed for the University of California, while also meeting students from around the UC system. So as you are considering a study abroad program, it's important to think about how the coursework you could take abroad can work for you. Perhaps you're hoping to apply those courses towards specific UC degree requirements, such as fulfilling a foreign language requirement, upper division electives, or GEs. Maybe there are course topics offered at the host institution that just aren't available at your UC campus. Or maybe you've completed most of your degree requirements already, so taking classes abroad would be more for personal enrichment. This planning is individual to you, your major, your goals, and where you are in your progress towards your degree. So for this reason, when you begin the process of selecting a program, we strongly recommend that you have a conversation with your college or major academic advisor. Together, you can review your degree plan or degree audit, and they may have recommendations for when is the best time for you to study abroad and what kind of requirements you may need to focus on completing abroad in order to stay on track towards your degree. Before submitting a UCEAP application, you should look carefully at the course options that are available on any program you're considering. And in a few minutes, we'll walk through the UCEAP website and show you where you can find academic information for any of our programs.
Studying abroad is a personal journey. Motivation, priorities, goals, and needs vary by each individual, and program selection should involve careful thought and preparation. Depending on your personal and identity related circumstances, there may be additional details that you want to consider. How do you plan to fund your program? In addition to UCEAP scholarships, there may be other ways to help make your program costs more manageable. It is possible that some terms may have more aid available than others due to your campus's financial aid cycle. If you are a non-resident, summer programs do not charge non-resident tuition. And if needed, there is an extended payment plan option designed to give students an opportunity to pay their UCEAP program fees over an extended period of time. Additionally, students who participate in an internship or research project during their program may be eligible to apply for a UCEAP award after your program ends, and these awards start at $750 and recognize students who have distinguished themselves through internships and research conducted while studying abroad with UCEAP. Do you receive medical care, see a counselor, or take any medication that you will need to continue while abroad? If so, you will want to contact your doctor well in advance to discuss a treatment plan for you while you are abroad. Certain medications, services, and specialists might not be available in some countries, so you may need to make other plans. If you receive disability accommodations at your UC, it is important to know that accommodations abroad are not guaranteed. Early disclosure is important. The process to request accommodations can take several months, and it involves working closely with your campus disabilities office and UCEAP. Are you transferring to the UC? Transfer students are invited to consider UCEAP for study abroad. Each UC campus has its own guidelines for the participation of transfer students. Some require that transfer students must first complete a term on campus, while others allow transfer students to study abroad as soon as they enroll at UC. So check with your UC campus study abroad office regarding their specific requirements. These are just some examples of things to consider as you search for the destination that best suits you. Planning early is key.
All right, before we go over how to apply, I am going to back out of the PowerPoint and give you a quick walkthrough of the UCEAP website. All right, so we are on the homepage of the UCEAP website. And if you're looking for programs, there are a couple of different ways to do this search. So under the Explore tab, we've sorted programs by region. So within that region, there's a list of programs and locations here. And if you click on any of these, it will show you all of the all of the programs within that country or location. Fields of study. Now, this isn't a complete list of all of the majors within the UC system. That would be incredibly long. This is just some of the most popular fields of study within the UC. So if you click on any of these, it will show you all of the programs where you can take coursework in that field of study. And then experiences. These are the experience types that we talked about earlier in the presentation. So say you're interested in doing research abroad. If you click on this here, you're going to see all of the programs where you can, where research is a required component of that program. The one exception here is Global Start, and Global Start programs are programs for incoming freshmen to study abroad in their first semester at UC. The other way to look for programs is this Find a Program button here at the top. So it will take you to this page where you can see all 164 programs that we have. And if you scroll down a little further, you'll see, the program title of a photo and some very basic information about each program on these cards. And then on the left-hand side is the program filters. Now, some of these are the same as the program search that I just walked through. So you can search by location, by field of study, more or less. and experience type right here. But there are obviously a few more that you can apply to narrow down your search. So I'm going to walk through an example of how you can apply these filters to narrow down your program options. There's a lot of different ways to use these, so I'm just going to give you an example. So this course is taught in uh, filter. If there's a particular language that you know you want to study in, say you want to study in French, you can select that here and you can see all the programs where you can study in French. A very common question from students that I advise, though, is that they want to study in English abroad. And obviously, there are the locations where we know coursework is available in English, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, etc. But UCEAP offers a lot of English course options in non-English speaking locations. So if you select English here, it will filter for that. The only caveat with selecting that is that, you know, the results here will show you any program where English courses are available. It doesn't necessarily mean, though, that all courses are going to be taught in English. So you will still need to do further research into the program in order to confirm that, the subject matter that you want to study in, that there's actually coursework available in English. So that didn't necessarily narrow it down very much, which in a way is a good thing, which means we have a lot of programs with courses taught in English, which is great. So I'm going to continue applying filters. So I'm assuming that you're going to want to try to fulfill degree requirements while you're abroad. So these two filters here, disciplines and subject areas, will narrow down based on academic um, components. So disciplines are just very broad academic categories, usually encompassing more than one academic field within them. And then subject areas are similar to majors, not majors at UC though. Again, this list would be very long if that were the case. These are a little bit broader. So you might not see something related to your major. Say, for example, you're a fine arts major. That's not going to be on this list, but you will see art studio, for example, or design, dance. Those are going to be on this list. So you can select one of those options here. Let's see. I'll go economics. There we go. That brought it down a little further. And then I'm going to filter by locations. You can filter by region, country or area, and city. So let's keep it a little bit broad and see what we can get. We'll go to the Americas. Okay, that definitely narrowed it down a lot further. 4 is a much more manageable number of programs. So I'm going to walk through what the other filters are here. So term, if there's a particular term that you want to study abroad, say summer, you can filter for that here on this tab. And these remaining 3 filters have to do with eligibility requirements. So if you want to study abroad your sophomore year, you can select that here and see all of the programs where sophomores are eligible to participate. All right. So with these 4 programs, I'm going to pick one of these, the Pontifical Catholic University of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. So when I go to this page, you're going to see the same basic program information that we saw on the previous page, a very basic description about the program, a bit of an overview about the university as well, and then more detailed information is available on these tabs on the left-hand side. So dates and eligibility. This is going to show you the terms that you can study abroad, including kind of a general timeline of when that term runs. And if you click on the drop-down menu, it will show you the more detailed eligibility requirements for the program. Academics. So the academics tabs usually have a lot of information on them. I do recommend that you read through it thoroughly so you can see what language courses are taught in. Are you required to study another language while you're abroad? How many courses or units do you need to take while you're abroad? What types of courses are available on the program? This particular program in Brazil is an immersion program. So you'd be taking courses, choosing courses from the host institution catalog, in which case under catalogs and resources, we've linked directly to the host institution website where you can find course information, description, syllabi, that sort of thing. For some of our other programs that have a more set curriculum, all students take more or less the same courses. You may see those courses listed under current program courses, and the course title will be a link directly to the syllabus. So some slight differences depending on the program type that you're looking at. Then you can read through the academic culture. This relates to both the academic culture in Brazil and at the host institution specifically. And then grades. It will show you the timeline for when you can expect to receive grades for the program because when you're studying abroad, grades just aren't available as quickly as grades at UC. And on the housing tab, you can see the different types of housing that's available. And if you scroll down a little further, it will show you more detailed information about each housing type. Now, internships. If there are internships available on the program, whether it is a required component of the program or optional, which is the case here on the program in Brazil, you do not have to study or do not have to participate in an internship. You can choose to. There will be an internship tab and you can see further information about, how many hours in a week you would need to participate in the internship, how many credits or units you can earn from the internship, that sort of thing. On the cost tab, you can see, again, all of the items that we include when we calculate the program budget. If you scroll down to this customize your estimate, if you fill in each of these categories, it will provide you with a more tailored estimate to your particular circumstances. And then here at the top, we have also linked to the UCEAP scholarships page. There's quite a few scholarships available. And if you have any questions about scholarships, you can always reach out to the scholarships team at UCEAP. All right, the support tab. We've divided support up to before you go, while you're abroad, and when you return. And some of this information is quite long. I do recommend that you read through it carefully. We do provide a lot of support for all UCEAP participants. This might be a helpful page to share with any family or friends that might be wondering, how your study abroad program is going to go. And then how to apply. So this page does have all of the how to apply steps, and we'll talk in more detail about this once I'm done with this overview of the website. And it does have then further information about, will you get in? What happens when you submit your application? What happens if you change your mind? And then as you're looking at this page, you might naturally wonder, well, what is the deadline? Say you want to go abroad in fall 2026. What's the deadline for you to submit your application? We have linked here the page that lists all of the UCEAP programs and their associated deadlines. You can take a look at that page as well. And then lastly, this contacts page. Every UCEAP program has an entire team of folks in our office who advises for the program. So there'll always be a study abroad advisor, academic specialist, program specialist, and finance accountant. So you can reach out to any of us if you have questions about the program. Another thing is that we have regularly scheduled advising that you can drop into if you want to. So every Thursday, we have an application workshop and we have drop-in hours as well. And then the last page that I want to show you on this website is under Prepare, and it is the health and safety page. Our health and safety team at UCEAP provides tons of resources and support for all UCEAP participants. So feel free to look through this page as well to see what that entails. So yeah, that's kind of the basic overview of the website. I will go back to the PowerPoint. There we go.
So now that you know the basics of how studying abroad works with UCEAP and how to choose a program, let's move on to the application process. Once you select a program and confirm that you meet the eligibility requirements, Look up the application open dates and deadlines so that you know when you need to apply. Keep in mind that the application deadlines can be as early as 9 months before the program starts. The UCEAP portal will open on November 13th to receive applications for summer 2026 programs, on November 20th for most fall year 2026-27 programs, and on April 15th for spring 2027 programs. Again, UCAP applications for summer 2026 programs will open on November 13th. Applications for most fall year programs will open on November 20th, and applications for spring will open on April 15th. Though you can create multiple applications, you will only be allowed to submit one application per term abroad. So this means that you can only submit one application for summer, one for fall, and if you want to keep going, one for spring. If you are wanting to study abroad this coming winter or spring term, contact your campus study abroad office immediately because applications for those programs opened back in April and only a few options are still available. Spaces and programs are allocated on a first-come, first-served basis, so plan to submit your application as soon as possible. Programs are open until filled or until the application deadline, whichever comes first. Most UCAP programs do not have a capacity limit. So that means as long as there is space available and you meet all program eligibility requirements and deadlines, you should be cleared to participate. Students generally need to complete 3 applications: a campus application, a UCEAP application, and a host institution application. After you get approved for participation by both your campus and UCEAP, you will receive instructions for the host institution application, along with other program details such as housing, visa, and program dates. On a related note, apply for or renew your passport now. Many countries require that the passport be valid for at least 6 months after your scheduled return, and the processing time for US passports is currently around 1 to 2 months.
All right, on this slide, we've listed a few more resources for you. So the first one here, UCEAP will be hosting a virtual study abroad fair on Thursday, November 6th. We will have presentations on how to apply, finance and scholarships, courses and credit, and new programs offerings. So registration information is available on the UCEAP website. Next, you are welcome to visit the UCEAP YouTube channel to access our catalog of helpful videos. You are also, we are also offering an Exploring Your Identity Abroad series with webinars throughout the year in collaboration with the UC Study Abroad, Campus Study Abroad offices, excuse me. And then lastly, there is a link to contact information for UCEAP programs teams and study abroad offices when you have questions.
The UC campuses will also be hosting in-person study abroad fairs this fall. Stop by the UCEAP table to speak to one of our representatives and pick up some free UCEAP merchandise. You can contact your campus study abroad office for details about the event.
All right, we hope this presentation has provided you with a starting point on your study abroad journey and encourage you to explore the UCEAP website for detailed information about UCEAP and our program options. You should visit your campus study abroad office, their website, or the How to Apply section on any program page on the UCEAP website for information on application steps and deadlines. We also offer virtual advising, where you can schedule an appointment to have an online call with a UCEAP advisor to talk about our programs in more detail. And you will find the link to make an appointment through the QR code on this slide. Once you have determined which program you're going to apply to, you can start an application by selecting the Apply Now or Login button on the UCEAP website. And please feel free to contact us if you have any questions. Our general email is on this slide, the info@UCEAP. So we will now move on to the Q&A portion of the webinar. You are welcome to send us any questions you have right now through the chat or Q&A box.